Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jan Moses, back here to open up the 100 overall premium pack that I earned from playing a lot of salary cap here in Season 7 of NBA 2K25 My Team. I hope you guys got a chance to check out the gameplay video that I dropped yesterday. No, it was not with Invincible SGA, who also came out yesterday. It was my final game of salary cap for Season 7 and potentially my last game of salary cap for NBA 2K25 My Team. And I really wanted to get that gameplay out for you guys, mostly because I was at 2,499 points. 2K literally screwed me over and forced me to have to play one more game where win or loss, I would have gotten enough points to get to 2,500 to get this 100 overall premium pack. And two, yes, again, I wasn't showcasing SGA or anything like that, but I did want to, at the very least for myself, record a gameplay video because I never do them on this channel. And while I'm not necessarily showcasing a brand new player or a brand new, I don't know, coach or playbook or something, I'm just playing a game of salary cap. And I always show you guys that my record is usually pretty decent in salary cap, but to get a game out against someone who I think in that gameplay video was 8-4 in salary cap, which isn't terrible. It's not a lot of games, not a large sample size, but he still won twice as many games as he lost. He had a 66% win percentage, and we ended up winning. Obviously, I mean, we could have lost and gotten this too, but I wanted to upload a win, and we won, and we uploaded the video, and now we're gonna upload me opening up this pack. I first gotta check to make sure I'm recording, which I am. Hi, YouTube. I have to say that I'm not optimistic about what I'm going to be getting out of this pack, and that's because salary cap has really not been good to me in terms of rewards. I mean, it feels like in particular over the last few seasons, but really all year, it just feels like the players that you guys see your favorite YouTubers get out of their Hall of Fame boxes that make them scream at the camera, those are the players that I've been getting. Like, I fully expect to get a card like Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, Luka Doncic. I already got Yao Ming. I mean, I would love to see 100 overall from this season that's not a Spurs point guard. Like, I would love to see, for example, I'd love to see LeBron, Giannis, Durant. Any of those three cards from the Champions set that is not a Spurs point guard, I'd be really happy with. And there are other 100 overalls that maybe people don't like as much, like Bol, who I would love to get. A card like Paolo Banchero, who may be kind of old news, but Paolo's Diamond was one of my favorite cards that I ran in salary cap this year and in Clutch Time Online last year. I loved his Inferno Diamond. So, yeah, would love to get Paolo, Anthony Black's teammate. Shout out to Anthony Black, man. We played 52 games of salary cap this season, and we win 40 of them. I am so proud of myself for having that kind of a record against the level of sweats that we played against. And you could see our freaking score differentials over 12 points. And that's because we usually ended up beating our opponents by more than 10. And I think almost all of my losses this season have been by, like, I think a couple of games I lost by like 10 points or so, but I think the majority of my games that I lost with it being like a 3-point game, which is honestly the worst feeling in this game, in my opinion, outside of like missing a snipe or something else like that. Like, losing a clutch game like that really, really hurts, and having to deal with that multiple times in a season is really rough, but it is what it is. This was the final lineup that I ran in salary cap. Part of me is kind of bummed I didn't take this lineup out for a stroll to give it a chance. Shout out again to Mr. Clutch for giving me the idea to build a lineup around Yao Ming. The only problem with this lineup is I just don't run enough offense through one player, right? Like, I like to have a balanced attack. If you look at my box scores after certain games, and if you go back and you watch a game that I played, or I uploaded rather yesterday, I think you would have seen a pretty even scoring spread. I don't think any of my players necessarily had a dominant showing. I mean, there are games where like my bench will be like my bench will have rather the leading scorer of the game. It could be like Isaiah Collier leads my whole team with scoring in a game that I scored 38 points in, but Isaiah Collier had like 8 points because the rest of my team scored like 7, 6, 5, across the board, which it kind of speaks to why I built this team the way I did, with 4 pink diamonds in the starting lineup, even though I did brick a lot of those jumpers early on, and I'm really sorry about that. I told you guys, I feel like I'm fatigued after playing so much salary cap. I'm recording this video right after I won my last salary cap game that you guys saw on Wednesday, and I'm recording this all on Tuesday. I played a bunch of salary cap games in a row. We started out the day 6-2 as of that salary cap report episode, and we end up going 8-1, which is great. We're gonna get this pack open though, man. I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time. The one thing I want to say real quick before we do, I want to start a discussion with you guys. Maybe we'll make it a separate video, but just to get the gears turning in your guys' heads. What do you need to see in salary cap, reward-wise, or something else maybe? What do you need to see from salary cap in Season 8 to make you invested in playing it? Does it have to be an invincible pack? Does it have to be an invincible option pack? I'm really curious to know where you guys stand on salary cap in Season 8, because, you know, Season 8 is going to begin. It's going to be the end of June. Next weekend is going to be the 4th of July. I'm not going to be home for that weekend. And so that's going to be one weekend that I miss. If 2K drops a 4th of July festival, I'm not going to be crying that I can't play in King of the Court or get that park streak done to get the, you know, GOAT tier collectible or whatever, because I don't really care about that stuff. And the same is going to go for salary cap, right? If I end up not being able to get 2,500 points in a round because I have back-to-back weekends where I'm busy the whole weekend, like, it is what it is. I'm not going to stress over salary cap. I'll tell you what I need to see. I need to see 2 things. One of them I think is going to definitively happen, and that is we're going to get an invincible pack for hitting 2,500 points in every single round. The other thing that absolutely has to happen is I need to get a decent player out of this pack. Because if this pack has a player that is not going to help me in any way, that's a problem. That's going to be a serious problem, because this would now be the 3rd or 4th season in a row where I can't say any of the players that I got in salary cap are players that are going to make my team or play for me in any lineup in any capacity. And I just feel like salary cap is a game mode that I dedicate the most of my time towards when I play my team. I would like to be rewarded for it, you know? Although I will say, again, I enjoyed playing salary cap this season for the most part, even though it is insanely sweaty. All right, I am done yapping. It is time. 100 overall. Please be kind to me, man. 2K, you have given me some absolutely booty rewards, and not the good kind of booty. Booty rewards out of salary cap packs over the last few seasons. If this is my last time playing salary cap, I want to go out with a bang. Come on, baby. A Mike Breen bang. That's what I want. Come on. Let's see what we get. Western Conference, 99 mid-range. Is this purple? Is that, who is this? It's Devin Booker. No, it's Steve Nash. It's actually worse. We get Steve Nash, which I think is the worst 100 overall that you could think of, right? And he's a 100 overall from this season, which is what I wanted, but it's not the player I wanted. I don't know if that card's going to play for me at all. That is really, we'll get this 95 overall out of the way too. That's terrible, man. That's terrible. It's stuff like that that makes me not want to play salary cap next season, you know? You play 52 games of salary cap. You win 40 of those 52 games, and you walk away with a 100 overall Steve Nash? Why would you want to keep playing more of this game mode, you know? We get Larry Hughes, didn't even know he had a Showstoppers card. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. That is pretty awful. Now, maybe I'm doing this to myself. Maybe 2K purposefully makes the odds of you getting a worse player higher if you get your 100 overall later in the round. But, man, I'm not going to be subjecting myself to playing against the Uber Sweats every single game over and over and over again. Let's see if he'll even, you know, do anything for me. I guess we'll replace FGA. Actually, I kind of like this lineup. I don't want to mess with it right now. That's my main lineup. Let's put him in this lineup. We'll put Steve Nash in here. Let's see what Steve Nash's jump shot looks like. I mean, I'm assuming Steve Nash is a pretty terrible 100 overall, but what do I know? Like, okay, the jumper's not bad, but who cares? He's, what, 6'3"? whatever, man. I mean, look, it is what it is. Like, obviously, not the player I wanted at all, as now I can't green anything with him. But, you know. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. I mean, I guess it's not a duplicate, but at least with a duplicate, I could have turned it into legend badges, although I guess I could have also turned Steve Nash into legend badges as well. Anyways, I'm done yapping. Let's get on out of here, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for rocking with me all season. This video should be coming out, I think, on Thursday. So we're going to maybe have another video coming out today, if I have time, with me discussing the... oh, shoot. Porzingis just got traded. All right, hold on. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this. All right, we're going to do a quick reaction. I'm going to pull up the Porzingis trade. That's insane. So in the same day, right? Yeah, because I think the Portland trade with Boston, Portland and Boston, the trade for Anthony Simons and Drew Holiday also dropped earlier today. So this video is going to be 2 days late, but whatever. I just want to quickly see the trade, then we're going to get on out of here. Notifications. All right, here we go. There you go. Porzingis. Where's KP going? So Porzingis is going to the Hawks. Terrence Mann and Atlanta's number 22 goes to the Nets. Georgia's Niang. So they get Niang and a second rounder for KP. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. That is a crazy trade. That is a crazy trade. And I wonder if we're going to see something similar from Indiana, although Indiana doesn't have nearly the payroll that Boston has. But Indiana, another team where their best player has a ruptured Achilles and they're going to miss, he's going to miss, rather, the entirety of the 2025-2026 NBA season. I don't think they're going to re-sign Miles Turner now. I wonder if that means other players like Obi Toppin and Benedict Mathurin may go on from their team. It's crazy, man. I feel like other teams that, you know, like Atlanta, that maybe think or thought they didn't have a chance, they see Indiana, Milwaukee, and Boston all lose star players to Achilles ruptures, and they're trying to make a move, right? They made a move, they got KP. Orlando made a move, they got Desmond Bane. Very interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. All right, this video is officially off the walls. Appreciate you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.